So this is a before video of the basement. We are officially starting the basement project. We've had actually a couple things that we've done to this point, but I thought it made sense to kind of document where we are before we get going. So this is kind of a quick walkthrough of what's happening and where we are. This is the door to the basement. As you can see, Carrie and I, who's behind the camera, we put in new stairs and new treads. So these aren't the open construction grade pine stairs. These are oak treads with real wall, real everything. The basement has been, and we've been using it for a while. It has been cleared for the most part. It's been cleared, and we are ready to begin. Just showing you the new railing, the new spindles. It's kind of sweet. We did move. You guys remember there was the post here, and all the wiring. Moved all that to right here. A couple of different three-way switches. Had to put another switch box in up there, which is super nut to code right now. I just got to put a cover on it. But what you can see by looking at the basement, it is mostly empty. We had all of my stuff is out on the back porch. We're getting ready to start snapping in lines for all of these walls. Got a plumb bob here we're going to use to transfer those markings up to the ceiling. Walls will come around here. Outside walls are kind of where you'd expect them to be. This is where the bathroom will be. This is the drain. Will be the drain for my sink and for the lab and for the bar. So it's all going to kind of come down through here. But right here is kind of the edge of this. This is the new murder room, hobby room. Here will be the bathroom. This will be separate from the utility room here. The utility room will be right in here somewhere. There'll be a wall going straight to this wall here, and another wall on the inside here for the bathroom. And this will be our utility room for furnace, hot water tank, and so on. It'll be completely enclosed with a door right here. This won't be here. Obviously, this is all this is going to be moved around. Carrie's moving it around. This is we put the pool table on skateboards so we can move it around out of the way as needed. What else? We've moved everything away from the walls so that we start snapping in lines and starting to build walls. I think right now the plan is to start on this wall right here. We'll build this wall, then we'll build that wall, and then we'll kind of work our way around. And there's the very sad state of affairs for Misty Acres Winery. You can see it outside. We actually had to lose 80 gallons of wine, finished wine that was just, we didn't have any way to, we had no way of bottling it, and we had no way, it needed to get bottled. It was starting to, it was past its prime. And so we made the decision to simply lose the wine, and we'll pick it up again in a year or so. Those will have to get down at some point, those deer heads, but there'll be a long wall right here. There'll be a fireplace. Interestingly enough, there will be a fireplace right here. So one of the objectives when we frame in this wall, we'll be putting in supports for a flue that's going to come out right like that. So right in here, there will be there's going to be another wall in front of this wall as we continue this all the way to here. And inside of that, we'll have support for an 8-inch flue for our Green Mountain 80.
60.
80. Anyway, we have a debate on the size of the fireplace. This wall is going to continue down. This is where our main area is for the basement. And that will come to about here. This will be the end of it. And in here will be my office. And back in here will be another room for kind of a secure room for the gun safe and other things, the sump pump and the main water entry won't be super pretty. We're gonna stop frame, we're not gonna frame this in, the wall's gonna come to here, and there'll probably be a door right here, some kind of a door or something, not sure. Anyway, the wall's gonna continue here to about here, and come up and meet this wall here. And that's gonna be my office. Then here, immediately adjacent to that will be a storeroom and laundry room. All of this will be floored with the same vinyl plank flooring that we have upstairs. So step one is going to be, I think this week we're going to start snapping lines for the exterior walls and the interior walls that we need. We're going to transfer those markings up to the ceiling. And once we do that, we're going to mark out our entries, our doors, our door widths, where some of the walls intersect. Then I think we have a framing plan. Once we have a framing plan, it's time to start framing. And that's something that Carrie and I are going to do. But we've got a little bit of work to do before the framing plan, and before we start actually putting nails in wood. Again, we've got to come up with exactly where doors are and exactly where walls are going to meet. Like, we know generally that there's going to be a wall from here to here, generally. We got to figure out exactly where, and that's something that we need to do this week. So anyway, this is the before. Thought it made sense to just kind of get a walkthrough. This is the last time this room will be this empty, and from this point forward, it will be a lot more. Oh, look who made it. We have a visitor. And that's significant because Carrie just put carpet pads on the stairs. We had an incident yesterday where Sophie came down partially and went back up, but because we had no carpet squares and the stairs are very slippery, she had an accident. She fell halfway down the stairs. So that prompted us putting carpet pads on, made it much easier for the dogs to get up and down. So that's it. That's a little tour. So I think the order of operation is we do the framing for the walls. I start running electrical, hang lights, and once we do, so we get the frames up, the framing for the walls. Then we bring in a contractor for flooring, and while that's happening, I'm starting to run electrical, get the lights up. Once that's done, we can start painting the ceiling. Once painting of the ceiling is done, then we can start drywalling the walls, and then starting to finish them with baseboard and trim and casement and all of that. At that point, I think he's eating a spider, I don't know. And so at that point, we start to have a basement. Then we start to do things like moving furniture back in place, moving our Green Mountain 80 fireplace in place, getting the flue put up, and pool table taken off the skateboards. But we got a lot of work to do before that. Again, point of this was simply to get a foreshot of what this place looked like before all the construction. See ya.